So another day, another chance. It's pretty much a continuation of what we're going over in regards to you know chapter one. So in chapter one, you might have found that the quality of my video for chapter one when I was doing like navigation with Ernest might have been slack or lagging a little bit. With pretty much technical difficulties. So I pretty much do a follow up of that. For chapter one though. So without further ado, let me get to it. So as you can see here, we got my app by chapter one. So what we went over in chapter one is pretty much pretty much the logistics of what is required in React. So what's actually can be expected in React. So it's pretty much a introduction of it. So React is a framework released by Facebook for creating single page applications. A single page application, most web applications are traditionally server side. So the server holds a business logic, stores data, and renders the website to the client. So when a client clicks on a link, it sends a request to the server, and the server will handle this request and send back response HTML code. The problem here is that with this approach, the server requires a lot of requests. Pretty much like what we had in Node.js, where we had like a lot of requests. So the main request response incurs a lot of time and resources spent on these tasks lead to slow feeling of web pages, whereas the apps on your mobile phone or desktop feel very fast most of the time. So React wants to bring this app-like feeling to the browser. We don't have always have to load new pages each time there's an action from the user. So that's pretty much what it is. So manipulating dumb elements, user results, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what we need to go over. So we got our component search bar, sidebar, products, and then what we do here is a simple string products. We import React components from React. Then you got class products, instance components, so on and so forth. Then we got our setup, which is installing mode, checking on node version, see if npm is installed, then installing create React app, npm install g create React app, right? So we install that. This is actually outdated. So what we're gonna be doing is npx dash g create React app, and then what they'll do is in the folder that we're making use of, like chapter one, for example. This will give us our preferred create React along with the name that we give it, and then you just see the our address, our address, CDR address to it, then npm start, and then as you can see here, it will be different from what I have, but there it is, mean so app.js and save to reload, and then npm you create app, and then create React app, project name app or project name, so on and so forth. So as you can see here, we got our app, but in chapter two and the chapters after that we go into deeper details. But I'm just, going over the installations of, what we need to install for React. So you got our assets index.html, node modules, get no index, so on and so forth. So 5713. What and what? What happened? So as you can see from my app.jsx, we got Vite plus React. So that's what we have. So importing functions, then returns, and then we got you pretty much have like a Vite plus React card, and then an event listener for button on click. You could set counts and then edit, and then class name, read the docs, then click on Vite and React logos to learn more. And then we're gonna export the default app, what I mean. So main.jsx, right? So create route document, get element by ID, route.render, strict mode, app, strict mode. So as you can see here, ahref, hp vite.dev, what I mean. So image source vite logo, class name logo, alt vite logo. So as you can see here, we got our logo, and then we pretty much, what that logo, what we have for that logo is these logos have links that actually lead us to the official app, official index pages for these two apps. Forget- So, so importing strict mode, create route, create routes document that get element by ID, that render strict mode, then app, then so on and so forth. So that's pretty much, that's pretty much what happened. What happened? So yeah, div elements, using our logo, putting our links within our logos, events listener, edits, and click on the sites and React logos for more. So count is 3. So this is pretty much, what counts. What this does is the event listener. So this pretty much edits the source app.jx and saves it to test HTML. Then you click on the Vite and React logos to learn more. So that's what you see here. And if CSS, JSX, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what we have. And that's and then your Vite next generation front. As you can see here, as you can see, so yeah, these links. So that's pretty much what we have here. So React library for web and native user interfaces invites, then the build tool for the web, then React, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, thank you very much. Obviously the navigator for chapter one, as you, as from like the previous video that we did, the one with the technical difficulties is Earnest, but Obviously, so that's pretty much my navigator for chapter one. But me trying to rectify the technical difficulties in the previous video, I just had to rectify it. But overall, my navigator for like pre-programming is Ernest. And then yeah, that's pretty much my navigator. And let me go to inspect network. So as you can see here, our JSX env.e mgs data image React image cv svg. Yeah, nearly forgot my alphabets there. And yeah, so these are the apps that are being made use. They're being made use of here. They're being used here. Then yeah, same. So yeah, so you're just debugging the apps that are being used, and then obviously there's no throttling because you know the, the Wi-Fi that's being used or the wireless wireless fiber network. The long version of Wi-Fi, is uncapped, so we're not gonna run low on it. So we don't need to throttle it in the sense that we don't need to slow down the speed of the network, the less mobile data we have. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're dealing with. Yeah, I mean, pretty much what we need to deal with next time. Take care of this, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Yeah.